Good evening. This is Dominic with TheBackVlog. Today I am talking about Akira Volume 3. And, the more and more I read this thing, the more and more it reveals itself to me as the masterpiece that it is, for good reason. This volume, pretty much all of this stuff that happened in it, I do not believe happened in the film at all. The eponymous Akira is a central part of this volume in particular, and probably other volumes as well, but I haven't gotten there yet, so we will see, considering the aftermath of what happened in this, which I'll get to. We'll see like what part he plays, but in this volume specifically, he is kind of like the MacGuffin object kind of thing. It's really interesting because I think I don't remember who has him first. I think the Resistance has him. Honestly, he's like all over the place because the Resistance is trying to get to him. Mr. Nezu, who is like basically a triple agent, he attains Akira at some point. The military is after him. The special, like the Lady Miyako and like her whole secretive, mysterious cult that I haven't even really scratched the surface of yet, is after him. And Tetsuo's after him, though we don't really see him pretty much at all in this volume. But it's high stakes, and it's high paced, coming off of the second volume with basically the citywide alert that sends the entirety of Neo-Tokyo into a riot state, and the military police fighting the citizens back, and so many innocent people just dying because of a totalitarian government. And it's so tragic, just the copious amount of loss of life here. Not only that, but I also completely forgot to mention the Colonel basically staging a coup d'etat against the government, who's trying to really downplay the force behind Akira and the project that the Colonel is an advocate for. It reminds me a lot of like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, like with the corrupt government, just basically continuing the war in that show because it's profitable, and also for their individual reputations and their careers, their career trajectory. There's a lot of political corruption in this, and when the Colonel basically stages the coup d'etat, that's one of the things, among all of the other things, that really sets this entire thing into the commotion that it is. And everything is leading up to the final confrontation. It's basically, it's structurally similar to Volume 2, where, in Volume 2 you had several groups of people, and they all converge into the one. You have like you have the Resistance trying to escape the compound. You have Tetsuo getting over to the Akira holding. You have the Colonel and all the military trying to beat Tetsuo to the Akira holding. And all of the stuff that's going on, and then they converge in the last section of that volume. Volume 3 is also very similar to that structurally, because you do have pretty much everything I just said, except for the fact that now Akira is the thing that everybody's after, or the person that everybody's after. They all converge, and one of the child test subjects, I believe it's Takashi, which I don't remember this at all, but I guess they fire, and he's killed, and that really sets Akira off. And this is where his hidden potential, the thing that the Colonel knew, pretty much only the Colonel knew the stakes of, the dire stakes. Akira finally goes off, and he emits a gigantic nuclear explosion, and it basically wipes out the entire city, and it just goes on for pages and pages of just the ultimate destruction and calamity. And it's hard not to think about the hundreds of thousands of people that are being vaporized. And obviously, you know, being that this is a Japanese work of art, Katsuhiro Otomo was really kind of like harnessing just the devastation and the depression caused by the nuclear bombs at the tail end of World War II. You can see just like the destruction and like the skyscrapers just melting, and you know, the buildings just crumble, and it just feels hopeless, and it's super powerful. So the fact that this is like the halfway point, this is the halfway point of this story, despite the fact that I, for some reason, cannot remember many of the parts of the film of Akira. The thing that is unforgettable is the final sequence with the giant flesh slash technology monster that Akira, or that Tetsuo, like morphs into. I'm really interested to see the context of that and how that all happens. And basically like what is going to happen with Akira now that basically this entire nuclear devastation took place. I saw the cover, and I'll talk about it in the next part of this, of my Akira discussion, but I saw the cover of the Volume 4, and it is incredibly evocative, especially considering the events that happened at the end of this one. And I'm really interested to see what the context of that is. But yeah, it's just devastating. And it's no wonder really that this is kind of like the thing. I mean, this is like for the movie. I really don't know the popularity of the manga. I'll have to look into that, but it's really no mystery how Akira as a property basically propelled the popularity of animation or anime in the West, given its impeccable artistic merit and its political and human complexity. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say right now until I read more of it, but this thing is phenomenal. I think this series, it's probably, until I read like some of the other things that are on my like massive list of things to read eventually, like the things that I don't even own yet, like Berserk or Vagabond or something like that. Akira will probably be the greatest manga I have ever read until those other contenders come around eventually one of these years. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Stay tuned for Volume 4, because you better believe I will be. Right, Robin?